Everybody knows about Pikes Peak and Garden of the Gods. They're spectacular. They're what bring a lot of people to this area. But if you stop there, you're missing a lot. Today, we're going to dig deeper into the west side, find some hidden gems for you, and find some super neighborhoods, some stores, some shops, some places to eat, places to hike, and you'll know more about the west side than most people in your town. So we'll start with the entire outline of Colorado Springs, which runs from north of the Air Academy on the top all the way down to Fort Carson, from the west side all the way over to Manitou Springs. Highway 21 here is um, Powers Boulevard, and it goes out beyond that. So it's a pretty big city. And next we'll look at the west side, which basically runs from everything west of I-25, including all the way up to the Air Force Academy at the north, and Manitou at the west on the left there, all the way down to Fort Carson. But everything west of I-25, basically. Now we'll zoom in on Old Colorado City, which I've got outlined in gold here. You can see it follows Uinta down to Manitou Boulevard, and it goes along Colorado Avenue back to 31st. Actually, some people include all the way down to Highway 24 in this as well. Starting at the left, the symbol with a fork and spoon. That one is one of my favorites. It's called Paravicini's Italian. And boy, the meatballs are my favorite. I always get two of them and take one of them home. Uh, Next, fork and spoon is Mother Muffs. Back in the day, it was called Meadow Muffins. That's where I had my bachelor party. Interesting stuff on the roofs, great burgers, live music occasionally. There, on the other side of this green mark, which is the Bancroft Park. Bancroft Park also has a stage and pavilion up there. They've got live blues bands every week during the summer. This one here is Front Range Barbecue, award-winning, fabulous, wonderful place full of live music once a week. This is Art Shake Studios, which is a place for locals to make and produce their goods that you can come in and buy. Down here in the corner, 600 block of Colorado Avenue, is Art Shake Studios. I'm sorry, that's Westside Stories bookstore, and a nice place for you to check out stories and hang out with the locals. Now we'll take a look at a couple of houses in Old Colorado City. This one is up at 1731 West Pikes Peak. This is an example of one of the older homes up there. This was built in 1888, and I know that because this is the first house my wife and I bought long ago. Wonderful place. We used to have a white picket fence in front of it, but the new guys are taking good care of it. These homes are on the same block at the other end on the opposite side of the street. The one on the left is one of the originals from probably the 1890s or so. The one on the right is done this century, in the last 10 or 15 years, in fact, and they did a really nice job fitting into the neighborhood with a brand new architectural style. Now I'll move down south to the beautiful neighborhood of Skyway. The street that you see labeled as Cresta that goes right through the middle of it. Further north, when you get off the highway, it's 21st Street, and it just becomes Cresta after a while. It's designated Upper and Lower Skyway based on if it's to the west of Cresta, it's Upper Skyway, and to the east of it, to the right on this map, that's Lower Skyway. Upper Skyway goes all the way up into the hills, as you will see. Bigger homes, larger lots. This is one of those large Upper Skyway homes I was telling you about. You can see the deer in the front yard. It's kind of a deer-friendly neighborhood on the west side. But you can see how close they are to the foothills up there. Now I'm going to take you to a place that not everybody knows about. It's Red Rock Canyon Park. It's south of the Highway 24 there and off 31st. And it's made out of the same red rocks that Garden of the Gods is. And further up towards Denver, there's Roxborough Park. And of course, Red Rocks Amphitheater outside of Denver has the same kind of rocks as they have here, but without the crowds. This is great. You can walk or jog or ride your bike or horses through here. And there's even some rock climbing. There's a pond in the middle sometimes. You can see it's marked here as having water in it. Doesn't always. Lots of trails up here, lots of opportunity. You can get into it just off the highway, or you can come down 31st and there's another entry place you can go and come take a hike or a ride or a jog through Red Rock Canyon Park. It's beautiful and you won't see as many people as you will at the garden. This is a view of that pond I was telling you about that's there sometimes. There's rock climbing off to the left. This is taken from one of the trails that goes throughout this park. It's pretty incredible, nice and beautiful and quiet, really quiet. Next we'll go further north on the west side up to Pleasant Valley, aptly named neighborhood. It's a mid-century 50s and 60s, mostly houses built. There's a couple new ones that I'll have pictures of. That green spot in the middle above the word Pleasant, that's Westmore Park. My son used to play soccer, in fact, and there will be a picture of some houses there. We'll also talk about going off to the north end of that. This is a view across Westmore Park looking east. You can see there's three big houses back there, well hidden by the trees now. Those were scrapers and rebuilt in a beautiful fashion. Well, I don't know if they were all the same builder or not, but they're similar in style and big and beautiful, and that's the new way to go in Pleasant Valley. This is the typical view of a street in Pleasant Valley. See the older, beautiful homes on the right. Going straight ahead, you're going north and right into Rockledge Park Ranch, actually Rockledge Ranch, which adjoins Garden of the Gods. It's got significant older homes in there that were preserved, and they've got a pond in there. They've got lots of chickens and geese and ducks and cows, a blacksmith shop. They put on all kinds of programs in there. And if you live in this neighborhood, you can just walk right into it. And then you can take a trail up to the west and you're in Garden of the Gods. So pretty sweet neighborhood, Pleasant Valley indeed. Continuing our movement to the north, we come to Cedar Heights. It's a great big locked neighborhood. You can see the lock at the bottom of that outline there. That indicates it's a gated community, and you've got to go through the gate there. But the green to the right of it is Garden of the Gods, and the angled edge up to the right is Rampart Range Road, which goes all the way to Deckers and Sedalia and way up north. It's a great road, and we'll show you a picture from there in just a minute. This is a picture of the Cedar Heights neighborhood taken from Rampart Range Road, where I used to run. Comes out of Garden of the Gods and goes north. In fact, you can drive it all the way to Deckers and Woodland Park and Sedalia. It's a long dirt road, and there's a site like this along there somewhere. And, of course, great views over this park. That's Garden of the Gods Park and the city and the eastern horizon. But these are large lots, big houses, pretty expensive for the city. And when the fire came through in 2012, called the Waldo Canyon Fire, came over the top. And because of the fire mitigation program they had in place, out of 250 homes, they lost 0. So that was pretty impressive. So way to go, neighborhood, Cedar Heights. This is the last of the hidden gems we'll cover on the west side of Colorado Springs. It's called Mountain Shadows. It's north of where we just were. The eastern boundary is Centennial Boulevard that comes north out of Fillmore and continues on up. Mountain Shadows is a large neighborhood with a good selection of homes, great views up there, and you'll see they were impacted by the Waldo Canyon fire as well. Here's a picture of the Mountain Shadows neighborhood I took just last week. You can see how well it looks. Big trees, nice houses, and the hill behind it. If you can see much of the top, there's sticks, which were basically trees burned out by Waldo Canyon. Mountain Shadows did not fare as well as Cedar Heights. 346 homes were lost. Two people lost their lives, unfortunately. And a lot of people had to evacuate. It was an 18,000 acre fire when all was said and done. It took a month to get it out. But the neighborhood rebounded and it's thriving and a beautiful place to live today. Well, that's the end of our tour of the hidden gems of the west side of Colorado Springs. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed taking you along. I've lived on the west side since 1984, and I've enjoyed most every day of it. It's a great spot, but I'd be curious to know which was your favorite gem in this video? Or are there other neighborhoods in town you'd like to know about? How about the neighborhood you're living in now, wherever that might be? Let me know in the comments below. Love keeping up with you. And if you want to keep up with this channel, be sure to hit subscribe. And right up here, probably over here, is another video you can check out. Talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.